So we are in New York City, Chinatown, and today I'm going to show you some of my all-time favorite dessert I grew up eating. Actually, those desserts are probably many people's all-time favorite too, but they are not actually from China. Let's find out. So our first stop is gonna get some egg tarts at the bakery. It's very hard to resist that. We'll walk past it because it smells really good.
The Cantonese egg tart is a variation of the British custard tart, which was introduced to Guangzhou,
a southern city of China during the 1920s.
Guangzhou was the only port to do business with the world during a time when China isolated themselves. So the city has many Europeans, particularly the British, who preferred their own food and brought the chefs to China. These chefs made their beloved custard tart, and the Cantonese chefs who helped out in the kitchen learned the process, and later adapted it to suit local taste. The differences between a Cantonese egg tart and a British custard tart is that the egg tart tastes a lot eggier. It is pretty heavy on egg, but lighter on dairy.
It's clean, it's very eggy, it's not creamy, it's not dense. While the British custard tart is creamier, it's dense, it's sweeter, and this one's actually not very sweet.
The British custard tart also uses nutmeg and vanilla, so it's warm and aromatic. The reason why it tasted so different was that the imported butter and spices used in British custard tart was expensive back in the day. So the Cantonese chefs adapted it by using pork lard instead of butter to make the crust flaky, the same technique they use for dim sum pastries. For the filling, they used eggs, sugar, and milk to make the custard that was eggy, thin, and silky. The egg tart I'm trying today is palm size, but it used to be a lot bigger like a pie. The crust is firm and crumbly, which is different from the flaky one because it was later perfected in Hong Kong after the wealthy Chinese brought their chef and moved there after World War II. Butter was no longer luxury, so the cookie-like short crust pastry came into use. In Hong Kong or in New York City Chinatown, you will see the flaky, puffy crust in dim sum restaurants and the short crust version in the bakeries.
All right, let's go. So our next stop is going to one of my favorite Hong Kong style cafe in Chinatown. Hong Kong style cafe, which is known as the tea restaurant, it's serving those affordable Western food, beverage, and tea.
When Hong Kong became a British colony, the Western cuisine was limited to the upper class. So the cafe was born when locals and working class wanted the taste of Western food without paying a fancy price.
It's a staple of the working class and can be found everywhere in Hong Kong. It's chaotic, it's bustling, but the food is absolutely great.
If you look at the menu, the cafe serves a great variety of Asian-style Western food such as stir-fried pasta, baked pork chop, macaroni soup.
But my all-time favorite is always the Hong Kong style French toast and Hong Kong milk tea. It's just the charm of this place because everything was served so fast and so chaotic. Can we get a curry beef brisket over rice? And can we do a sesame lava French toast? And Hong Kong style milk tea? Hot, please. Thank you so much.
Hong Kong style French toast is a wonderful example of East meets West. It is incredibly delicious, comforting, and satisfying. The one I'm trying here is the fancy modern version. The filling is black sesame, but original Hong Kong French toast is either filled with peanut butter or nothing.
Traditionally, the French style toast was cooked on a cast iron over medium heat, but the Hong Kong style French toast was deep fried in wok with boiling oil. So that's why you see the crispiness on the outside.
Hong Kong style French toast used thick slices of white bread, which were the cheapest option back in the day. The bread is dipped in an egg batter, then deep fried in a wok of hot oil until it turns golden brown and crispy.
So the reason why they do it this way is because the ingredients, especially imported ingredients like butter, maple syrup, was not that accessible, and that's why they use peanut butter, which is cheaper, and they use the wok, which is more accessible.
And one of the best ways to enjoy this French toast is to pair it with Hong Kong milk tea.
Hong Kong milk tea is very special. The flavor is bold and full and aromatic because the tea they use is black tea, mostly come from Sri Lanka, and also the texture is pretty silky and velvety, so all together it gives you a really dense, comprehensive layer of drinking experience.
Although tea is originating from China, the Hong Kong-style milk tea was influenced by British tea. However, unlike British tea which was gently brewed, Hong Kong milk tea is boiled hard to create a thick and aromatic tea flavor. And once the tea is brewed, it is poured through a cloth strainer that looks like a stocking. And then you will pour the tea, pouring back and forth to enhance the smoothness and aroma.
Once the tea is ready, you pour into the evaporated milk. It has to be evaporated milk, not fresh milk, because that's how this creaminess, caramelized, toasted notes come from.
Then you add some sugar to balance the flavor, and altogether it gives you a rich, fragrant, and flavorful drinking experience.
Tea is originated from China, but the Chinese way of drinking tea is without adding sugar or milk. Adding sugar and milk is actually the British way of drinking it.
When tea was imported to Britain, the British became obsessed with it. Black tea, which is naturally stronger, later became popular because it was easier to transport, and the dehydrated tea breaks could be kept extremely well without losing the flavors. That's when the British began adding milk and sugar to balance its strong flavor.
So when Hong Kong became a British colony, the British people also brought their drinking habit to Hong Kong, but the local found it meh and mild. Also, the fresh milk used in the British milk tea was really hard to find in Hong Kong, as the weather in Hong Kong is so humid, so it was expensive and not easy to store it. That's why they use evaporated milk instead of fresh milk, and then perfected the Hong Kong milk tea later in the day, which I think is a lot better than the British milk tea. I'm sorry about that, Brits, but that's true.
The iconic egg tart, Hong Kong French toast, and milk tea, along with the classic Hong Kong-style cafe, have witnessed the city's economic growth and resilience of its working class. As Hong Kong and Cantonese immigrants later moved to the US, they helped shape early Chinatown food culture, which is why you'll find these desserts and drinks sold in bakeries and tea restaurants here in New York City Chinatown. Although they were British influenced, they evolved into uniquely local creations that have accompanied and been beloved by many people.
So this is a wrap. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned to the next one. I'm hoping to see you next time. Bye now.